Just before we get started, I want to say massive thank you to everybody who has supported the channel and subscribed, commented, liked, whatever, over the last few years. My little niche vector art channel has just reached 1,500 subscribers, which is just great. I hadn't really planned past 1,000, so to get to 1,500, it's just brilliant. So thanks to everybody. I'm hoping 2026 I can make it the best year for this channel. I've got more time, I've got more ideas, I've got more equipment. I kind of know what I'm doing with the editing and structuring, and reminding myself not to talk too much is what I'm doing now. Speaking of equipment, I've got a bit of a treat. I thought after 1,500 subscribers, I'm a bit of an iPad power user. I've been using an M1 iPad Air for 3 years. This thing hasn't missed a beat. It does everything I ask it. Edit my videos on this. It's absolutely, used DaVinci Resolve. It's been absolutely fine. The only shortcoming with it is it's got 64 gig of storage space, which is just not enough. So I thought I was going to treat myself to a 13-inch M3 iPad Air. But on the way to get it, I just thought, I'm going to get a Pro. So I bought a 13-inch M5 Pro, which I didn't need. The Air would have been fine. But this thing's amazing. So I've already edited some family videos on it. It just chews through video like nothing. This is the first video I'm going to be doing on the Pro. So we're working on the Lancia. You've already seen the thumbnail. It's nice and simple. We're going to keep things, beginner friendly. Let's see what we can do. So this is the photograph we're going to be using. I will leave a link in the description so you can download this and work along with the video if you want. I've purposely chosen this angle because it eliminates the need to draw any wheels. If you're just starting out, drawing wheels can be a bit tricky. I will do a video on those. There is a sort of beginner's guide to wheels a few videos back, but I'll do a proper, more in-depth one for that one. Let me just turn on the illustration and I'll show you the finished article. So let's have a quick look at the layer stack, see what's going on. I've grouped the whole thing into one group, which opens out into some subgroups and some loose separate layers. So there's not loads going on, it's not too complicated, certainly a lot less than I would normally work with. The most obvious one is the bodywork. Let's just turn that on and off. That's just one selection, nice and easy. And the more complicated one was the grills. There's quite a few of those, so I grouped all those together. And another tricky one was the badge, and I'll probably cover that in a different video because it does need, well, I needed a separate photograph because that was too small to work with on there. And then what I've done is just noticed there's actually 4 grills behind the number plate, if I turn the grills on and off, that have not gone into the grills group. So I'm going to show you how to sort that out. If you're new to Affinity Designer on the iPad, you can either select the first one with the pen tool and then swipe across on all the others to select them together, or you can use your finger, tap on one of them to select with your finger, and then use 2 fingers to select the bottom one. That will group them all together as well. Then you can just pick them up, slide them down into the group you want, and now that will turn everything on and off. The first tool we're going to use is my favourite one, the pen tool. And just to keep the video short, I'm not going to redraw the whole thing, but I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do. So just pick a start point, probably on a flat like that. And then we're going to jump across the corner. Don't worry about trying to draw every corner as you go. Just jump straight across it. And then we're going to, that's a nice long curve, so we're going to probably get away with doing that in one go. So I'm going to drop that there. There's a little curve there, it transitions into the A-pillar. And then there's another long curve right to the top. So I'm just going to jump across there and jump across there. So I'm not going to draw the whole thing, but you get the idea. I'm going to just rejoin that back up with the start point. So imagine you've gone right around the car and you've come back to this start point now. Let's just move that out of the way for demonstration purposes. So you're then going to go into the node tool, and we're going to bend each one to fit the curve. And you can physically manipulate it by picking a point with the pencil, moving it around, or you can tap on the node to open these arms that you can fine tune as well. And just make your way around the car. This needs to be moved a little bit. Let's just move that over. So let's just give that a fill colour so you can see. Let's just fill it with yellow, I guess, would be a good idea. I'm going to bring that right to the top of my layers so you can see it. There we go. Let's make it a little bit brighter. So you'll see on some of these where it transitions from one curve to another, you sometimes get a little step. That one's not too bad, but there is a little kink there. You won't see it when you zoomed right out, but let's do it properly, because it will be a technique you need to learn. So tap on the kink where the two curves are kind of mismatched, and then you get these two handles, and just gently move one of them until this turns pink, like that. And then you should still be able to do it without coming too far outside the line that you're looking for. And tap off, and you'll see now you've got a nice clean transition. Let's just do one more. There's a bad one there. I knew this would be bad. So let's tap on the selection, tap on the node, and then just carefully bring this down until it pops, turn pink, and you get a nice clean transition. And then I'll just turn that off, and then as you go around the car you'll end up with your main, let's turn that, get rid of that actually. You'll end up with a nice clean line all the way around. Next we're going to use the shape tool to draw the headlights. So let's just tap on the shape tool, make sure we've got the ellipse tool selected, and then I'm going to just drag across this headlight, and then we're going to rotate it to match the axis of the ellipse. And it's just a case of stretching and pulling to get it something like, you may want to drop the opacity down so you can see the edges through the shape. That's looking about right. And then just to finish off, because it's not a perfect oval, it's a three-dimensional shape. If I just go into the lights, I added these shapes on the back edge, which is confusing things. Let's turn that off. I added in these shapes just to the back edge, just to give it like a bit of three-dimensional punch. And then just made a simple selection over the brightest bit of the headlight to give it a bit more, depth. And that's the headlights. The indicators are just a simple selection. That's just actually one colour, nice and simple. Next, I'm going to show you how I drew this chrome looking grille and the basic shapes for this. A couple of different ways. Draw the outside edge with the pen tool like we have been doing, and then you can add on another shape on top, or because it was the same black underneath, let me just pick this up. You can punch out the holes so you actually make the grille, which is what I opted. So let's do that now. I'm not going to reselect all that and start from scratch, it'll take too long. You can either use the pen tool like you would normally. I'm going to use this shape tool just for a bit of speed. And let's just draw out a mock-up grille. Let's give it grey colour, and then I'm going to pick up the shape tool again. Let's add in another shape and make that one black or dark grey. Black will do. And then let's just get that looking about right. And then we can duplicate that with the move tool selected and bring that across and turn that off. And then we can use these shapes as hole punches and punch a hole in that grill. So if we go into the layer stack, and we can pick up the base grill and then slide across on these two, and then come up to the this little square with the plus geometry button, hit subtract, and it'll punch out some holes for us. And that's essentially what I did with this grill. So with the pen tool, the shape tool, and those Boolean operations, you can cover most bases on this sort of drawing. But we want to add a bit more life into it. I'll just turn the complete image back on. You see I've got a bit of shadow work and a bit of highlights. So if we turn those two off, you'll see just how flat the image looks. So all I did was choose a colour, probably out of one of these shadow areas, put in some low lights. Not many, there's only, was there 6? And then when I finished that, I just chose the most prominent reflections and added those in. So you get a nice pop from the glass, and it just shows a bit of sort of texture without getting too complicated. And they're just basic selections filled with white and say the darker yellow for the low lights. But if you want to go a little bit further than that, especially on highlights, that one's sneaked outside the highlights, just pop in there. You can pick up the node tool, select one of your reflections, then come over to transparency. Now this is hiding usually behind gradient, so if you tap on gradient into transparency, you can slide across that and you'll get solid white at one end into essentially nothing at the other end, and you can use this slider to show what the extremity of that transition is. Let's just try that and tap off. So you get a nice heavy highlight into a fadeaway of nothing, which I think just gives it a bit more depth. And when I was looking at the chrome grille, if I just go back to the picture, you'll see it's highly reflective. There's lots of image information in that chrome, but it's difficult to convey that on a simple drawing. So what I did was just concentrate on the most prominent bit. So I've put this yellow reflection of the front bumper into itself just by making a selection and following it and filling it with a slightly darker, or is it dark or is it lighter? It's lighter yellow, just to show that that's a reflective surface. And then of course put the highlights above that so it's catching the top light. Let me just find that in the list. I think it's that one. That's it. So it just adds that, makes it a bit more three-dimensional and reflective. So that should arm you with the tools you need to create illustrations from photographs like this one. I'm still well and truly in the honeymoon period with this iPad. I'm sure the iPad Air is really good, but I'm really pleased I've got the Pro. It's just an absolute joy to use. I can't wait to do the next drawing on it, which I think is probably going to be the HF badge, which I'll put a link to from this video to it. If you've not already followed me on Instagram, you'll find me on Petrol Vectors over there. I'm sure you'll recognise the drawings. If you've watched this far on here, please do consider liking and subscribing and joining the 1,500 people that have already joined me on the channel. My name's Dan. This is Petrol Vectors. Thanks for watching.